Welcome to Business Central Big Productivity Tips. In the days before mice and touchpads were invented, keyboard shortcuts were used to navigate around systems fast, and they still exist. They're just less used nowadays. And so what we're going to have a look is keyboard shortcuts with a Business Central that you may not be aware of. So we've got a Business Central Kronos company in front of us here, and we're in the posted sales invoices. First one to have a look at is Alt Q. If I hit Alt Q, it tells me what you want to do. So let's have a look at sales invoices. Let's have a look at Gen Journals. So a really quick way to zip around the system. Alt T takes you to your settings. So if you want to change your work date or your company or your role, that's Alt T. And now we're in the posted sales invoices, let's take a look at some filtering and some other page options. And so what we can do from here is if we want to open the fact box, it's Alt F2. Open and close. If you want to open search, it's F3, and you can see the cursors just flashing up at the top here. We've got a search for corp, or let's do a search for art and filter the list down. Let's just come out of the search. If we do Shift F3, it brings up the column filter, and if we go to filter on posting date, let's take a look at some date filters now. So if we do a filter on today, you can do T. You can also just do 18 and it'll do 18th of the current month, or for a particular month you can actually specify the month as well, 1810, and it will do the current year. If you specify CW, that's current week or the end of the current week. If you do CM, that's end of the current month. And if you wanted to, you could do something like CM plus 10D, which would be 10 days beyond the end of the current month. There's some other different things you can do as well. So if you do D10, that's the 10th day in the next month. And if you were to do WD4, that's the 4th day within the week. So Tuesday the 18th, Wednesday the 19th, Thursday the 20th. If we remove posting date from here now, we'll have a look at some other filters that we can do on the columns based on the number. Okay, so let's say we want to find all posted sales invoices between 103, 180, and then we do a dot dot and 103, 185. Hit tab, or click off the field, and we've got the filter in place now. So that gives us an interval or a range. If you wanted to find either 3180 or 3185, we can use the pipe, and that returns just those two records. You've then got your greater than or less than. So if we were to put greater than 103, 180, that shows all the invoices since then. Similarly, if we did less than 103, 180, that would be all the invoices prior to then. And then you've also got does not equal, which would actually exclude invoice 103, 180. You've also got not equal to blank. So for example, if you wanted to do a location code filter, so let's say that there were some values in there, but we wanted to find the blanks. The way you find blanks within a particular column, obviously we change the number here to location code, is you say does not equal and open close apostrophes, and that would be how you can find blanks or not find blanks basically. A couple of other things you can do within this page, we're just going to remove this filter now, is that you can also you've got a reload page as well. So if you press F5, if other people have been working on data, for example, in other forms, if you press F5, you'll get the latest data within this page. And a really good one, a quick way to find entries, is if you do Control-Alt-Q, then it will find the entries for this particular record that you've got highlighted. So we've now got the entries and can click through to find all the other posted entries related to this posted sales invoice. Another one you can do within a column is if you were to click on the due date column, for example, and if you pressed Alt F7, you'll see that the due date column has now got a sort order on it. It's sorting ascending. If I do Alt F7 again, it will sort descending as well. And finally, if you're in a record, for example, a sales order, so something that we can edit, you can use F8 to copy the data from the top row down. So if you've got a list of items and you want to replicate the same item on the next line down, then you can just go into each cell, press F8, and it filters it down to the copies it down to the cell below. And that's a really quick way to handle kind of repetition in your item lines or in your general journal lines as well. So we've got a downloadable template for this, and print it off, have it by your side, and if you can get really quick at keyboard shortcuts, it'll give you a really big productivity boost when you're using Business Central.